This time on Beat Up Builds, we're finishing the cold air intake. Welcome back to Beat Up Builds. My name's Daniel. This is my 1988 Toyota 4Runner that I put a supercharger on. The last few episodes, we've been playing around with a cold air intake that keeps the supercharger noise and then stays as dry as possible. It's taken a lot of experimenting to get as far as I have. I think we're gonna finish in this episode. So let me show you what the plan is and hopefully it works out. So this is what our current intake looks like. Goes over here to an open element filter. We had this boxed off, didn't work, so basically we just have a heat shield that seals up to the hood now, and that gets the most supercharger noise. And then we have this tube down here that goes through the fender. That's where our cold air is going to hopefully blow in onto this. So let me show you what we're working on with that. Last time I made a giant hole in my bumper right through here, and there's a pipe, as you can see, it comes through here and comes out right here. So we need to connect this pipe into this pipe. And then I want to complicate things a little bit further, and I want to try and put a valve in there, so that way when you hit a big mud puddle or water or whatever, it might go in here, but it'll get stopped by the valve, and then it won't get pushed right up to your air filter and hydrolock your engine and all that bad stuff. So let's start building and figuring things out and experimenting, and we'll see what we come up with. So I think the plan is going to be to do some pie cuts to get this pointing the right direction. I don't have a ton of room to do it. It's kind of a tight radius. And then I think we're going to lop the corner of this off so it can come through here. And I'm kind of starting to think maybe the valve is in a piece of exhaust tubing right here. That way we could take it out, delete it, redo it, whatever. Maybe make it kind of like removable. So I think that's the plan. We need to start doing some pie cuts. So I'm going to use this piece of tubing that matches, and then I have this saw from Harbor Freight. I don't think I've used this thing in like 10 years. This is the one that kind of isn't great because it just makes sparks everywhere, and I don't know, it just makes a lot of sparks, and I don't love it because of that. But it's going to make nice cuts, I hope, and maybe make the process easier. I don't know. I have it. I'm going to try it. If anybody knows like what blade I could put on here to just make it cut like normal, like a normal blade, I don't know. It's probably 30 bucks or something, or 40 bucks maybe. It probably lasts for a long time. I think I would be willing to invest that because I already have the machine to not throw sparks everywhere and worry about catching things on fire. So let's do some cutting on this bad boy, and we'll go from there. It worked better than I remembered it did. I did change these bolts out here because they were like stripped. I had some nicer ones, and then like that's what it does to the metal. So I have a lot to clean up. This one might actually be worse. It seemed like it cut better after the first one. So yeah, it's still pretty crappy. Yeah, that's the only downside of this thing, is there's a lot of cleanup. But hopefully 4 of those will work out to what I need. Let's try and find out. So the saw, it I don't know if I want to say it worked well, but it worked. I had to clean these up a bunch. I had to grind the outside, and then I had to die grind the inside a whole bunch. Like, it just kind of melts the metal because it's an abrasive blade, and there's just a lot of cleanup with it. So I really need to find some kind of blade, hopefully, that fits on there. I took the bumper off because I need to cut this so that way there's somewhere for the tube to run to connect into this tube. cut this back. I cut it back more than I needed to, just so I didn't have to mess around with it. But I think we have a nice clear shot here. So let me put the bumper back on and we can start fabricating. All right, I am gonna tack this on, I think like this. Tack it on, and then we'll put this back in the bumper, and then we'll tack these, and then we'll finish weld them, and then we can go start building our valve. I got my pieces tacked together. I think it's a decent flowing angle here. And I think it's gonna go right towards where we need to go. So now in here, we need to figure out how to, we're gonna need a coupler, like some kind of rubber thing, because this moves around a good bit. And then we're gonna need the valve in here. So we don't have a lot of room. I hope I can make this work. So I went to Home Depot and I got a 2-inch PVC rubber coupler, which happens to fit over the 2.5-inch pipe, just because the OD is close to 2.5. I think it's like 2.4 or something like that, and this stretches enough to get over. So that'll give us some isolation from the bumper moving around. And then I think I'm gonna have it slot into here so that way the valve can come out. Just in case I don't like my design or I want to redesign it down the road, I will have that option. So that's kind of the plan there. Let me show you what I'm thinking with the valve. So I took the piece I cut out of the bumper and I cut it out with another hole saw I had. And then I found this old bearing race laying around. And I think what I can do is, I think I can use this as a sealing surface. It's already got it cut in half here, but I'm going to cut it in half here. And then it's a little hard to explain, but this is going to be kind of like a butterfly valve, so it's going to turn like that. So I'll put one half on this side so it turns away from it, and the other half on this side because it'll be turning away. So it'll be turning away from the two sealing surfaces, but it'll seal up. That's kind of the idea here. So I'm going to cut that in half, and then I'm just going to cut this thick flange off of the bearing race so it's thinner. I don't need all this. It'll make it easier to weld. And then I have this 2.5-inch piping that I'm going to use. And that's kind of the rough plan. Let me start cutting and seeing if I can make this valve even work. It's kind of a tall order to make this work, but I think I have a good idea. And I hope it works, because I don't feel like buying something. So I cut the sealing surfaces out. I cut them in half. That's that. I do need to clean them up a little bit, but I got those ready to go. And then I decided, or I made maybe a smart decision to tack the butterfly in here, like try and get it evenly spaced and tack it in and drill the hole and all that good stuff. And then I'm gonna put these in. So that way, I feel like it makes more sense to do it that way versus doing it the other way. So that's in there now. It's relatively even. It looks super even on camera, but it's relatively even. I think it's gonna work with these little guys. So let me clean these up and tack them in here to seal up and see where we're at, see if it works. Cross my fingers it does. And hopefully we have a nice valve for free. Quick update, I finished welded this piece and squirted some black paint on it just so it doesn't rust. I squirted a little inside as well. And then over here, I got one side of the seal welded on. It didn't weld fantastic. I think the race was oil impregnated and stuff like that, but it's on there. It doesn't have to look pretty. And then I'm gonna flip it over and weld the other piece on the other side. So currently it still moves. So I did good on this side. I just need to do good on the other side now. And then we'll have a valve in here to help close this off. So we got the valve welded up. It's seals pretty good. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. But open, close, open, close. The only negative thing currently, and I think I have a fix here for it, is there's a little bit of a gap on the edges here, which isn't fantastic. I don't think it's like the end of the world, but what I think I'm going to do is the butterfly will fit inside this little piece of tube. So I think I'm going to push it where the butterfly is going to be happy, and then fill in around the edges. That way it's kind of blocked off a little bit more. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me weld this in real quick and squirt a little paint on it, and we're going to send it. All right, I welded an arm on here to actuate the flapper. Squirted some black paint on here, and then on this tube I put a little mount here for a spring. I'm going to throw the jet heater on for a minute, heat these up so they can cure, and then we're going to work on the adapter from 2.5 inch to 4 inch. So I kind of made I guess like a cap. I'm gonna saw a hole in the middle, and then I'm gonna put a sleeve for this exhaust tubing to slide into. And then the idea is we could finagle the rubber clamp out like around to get it out. It'll slide in the sleeve a little bit, but when the rubber clamp's clamped, it'll be in position. So that's what I'm gonna work on next. And I also need to cut this lever down so that way it'll actually actuate. I made a mistake. This little piece of tubing was supposed to be facing outward, not inward. So I had to weld a little piece on here to make it the correct length. So let's see if this is gonna fit now, and maybe we're pretty much done, hopefully. So we got it all routed and done. I tested the lever, and I blew compressed air through the bumper hole thingy and held my hand up by the filter, and the valve is working good. With it closed, a tiny bit gets through, but I'm thinking, you know, in a water situation, if a little water gets through, that's probably not the end of the world. We just don't want a massive puddle of water going into the engine. That's really the big thing. So I think that's good. I had a spring on here, but it was a Harbor Freight spring, and it just didn't work out, and then it stabbed me in the finger and I'm bleeding now. So I'm gonna get a better spring, and then I need to figure out a cable for this, but I think possibly for this video, I might just zip tie it open and we can test it and just see if it works, see if it cools it down anymore. We have great conditions to see the coldest air because it's like 20-30 degrees. So we'll find out if it actually is going to do anything. And gosh, I hope it does after all this work. So tomorrow we're going to give it a nice test, but it's 3 in the morning. I'm going to sleep. I'm really tired. And hopefully tomorrow we'll give this thing a nice test. All right, it was supposed to be testing day today, but it snowed a bunch. The roads are wet and gross. They're salty. There's puddles all over. And that's the whole reason I put the valve in here. That's why I went to great lengths to engineer that out of garbage. Because I don't want that stuff going in and going into the air filter, and then possibly into the engine. So we're not going to test it today. Sorry. You can blame Mother Nature. I was going to test it. I was excited to see what it did. But I just feel like, what's the point of getting water all in it? That's the whole reason we designed it this way. We'll hold off. I still do need to kind of finish this up. It's plumbed now. It has a valve, but I need to come up with a way that I can open and close the valve. I don't know if that's going to be a cable kind of thing, or if it's going to be electric or what. And then it also has to kind of stay closed too. Like if water gets really forced in there, I don't want it to blow open. So there's a little bit more engineering to go on there, and then we need to test it too. So that's going to be another episode to figure all that out. We'll see what I come up with. If you've been to the channel before, you know it's going to be very cheap and budget friendly. So I'm excited to see what I come up with myself, honestly. So hopefully you guys are too. So that's probably going to either be the next video or the video after that. I do need to work on my wife's car, so there's going to be a video on that. I need to do some stuff. It sounds like a farting mail truck right now, so I need to fix that. And I'll do a couple other little things too, just to give it a little bit more, make it a little more interesting. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers and getting close to being monetized. So once I get monetized, that'll help a little bit. Even if I'm only getting $5 a month, that's another $5 that I can put into these projects. And hopefully one day it'll be more than $5 and it'll be a substantial amount. So I can get a lathe and learn more and do better stuff, and maybe still build stuff out of garbage, but do it a little bit better. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.